morning. My name is Karen Thomas, and this is the Thursday morning virtual coffee chat. We discuss business, running your business, challenges of your business, the wins of your business. We try as a community to tackle any kind of challenges you may have and come up with different solutions from different points of view. If you like what you hear, or if you are watching this on the replay, give us a hashtag replay and maybe even give us an aha moment or a comment. Or if you have a question for next week's chat, drop that in the comments as well. I'm going to welcome the community this morning and let them introduce themselves. Take it away.
Good morning. I am Vedra Moon, and I am in Charleston, South Carolina. I am known as the safety net builder because I help you find different insurance products to meet your financial needs, and I also help you save up to 70% off of funeral expenses.
Fabulous.
Wow.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, did you have a question for the community or the question for us to discuss today? It is the end of the year. This is our last show or our last chat for 2023. Can you believe this year is already gone? I've been doing this a year. I started, I think, November of last year. So I actually had an anniversary about Thanksgiving. But for me, this is an end of a hopeful year officially, January to January.
No, I don't have any questions. And like this week, it's just been crazy with Christmas Day being on a Monday. So the whole week, Tuesday felt like a Monday. It just
Monday.
feels a little off.
It is. Though I have to say, since I left the working world and being, that I'm 65, I have to remind myself what day it is of the week when I get up in the morning, or at what, during different points in the day, to say, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? What day of the week is it? Because so many people still live on the weekend. I said, am I at the weekend yet? Is it trash day? I live for, okay, it is Thursday. I got to put the trash out. Because, when you don't work Monday through Friday and you are in business for yourself, you are pretty much working every day.
Yes.
People ask me, well, what are your days off? Do you work? And, I said, I work from grandbaby visit to grandbaby visit.
Oh.
So I basically work in between the fun adventures that I schedule.
Okay.
I like working. I guess I'm one of those weird people that I enjoy being creative, being in business. I enjoy the chatting with people. I enjoy the whole process for the most part. There are a few things that get aggravating, but that's with any business.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I enjoy being the working and being part of helping people in different situations. So, but I'll be the first one to say, at this point, and even when I worked my MLM business, I scheduled times to go have lunch with my daughter at school. I scheduled stuff. Hello, I think Miss Maria is coming in.
Oh.
So to me, as an entrepreneur, you have to put in the schedule the things that are important.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be just on Saturday and Sunday. It can be anywhere you want. But I have been pretty much an entrepreneur since my daughter was born with spina bifida. So having to arrange between doctors, physical therapy, I worked in between all of the different events of my life.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And now my event is going to visit grandbaby, of course. And New Year's, do you stay up to watch the ball drop? Are you one of those night owls that can stay up?
No, I'm in bed way before midnight.
Me too. I'm babysitting grandbaby because my daughter's going to a party that is, of course, no kids. Can't blame her. So I am going to go have fun with grandbaby on New Year's, and we will be tucked in bed by 10. I guarantee it. I'm not, it messes with my schedule too much. I don't know where I let Maria in. I don't know where she went. I don't see her. I don't see you. Do you hear me, Maria? I saw her come in. Well, I admitted her. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to connect to the audio. That's what it shows on my screen. It
Can
says
you see
connecting
her?
to
Well, it
audio.
says participants is 3. She doesn't have her camera on, and I don't see anything for the audio. It doesn't even have a microphone, but okay, well, maybe she'll manage it. Maybe she'll try again.
Maybe she's like me, having internet issues.
You know, in this day and age, anything is possible. All right.
Yes.
Well, I made a post this morning, and I thought if nothing else, I would talk about my post. I don't know if you saw it in doing any of your Facebook stuff, but my post this morning was about starting a new tradition.
Okay.
And all of last year, I am a terrible, do you journal?
No.
I just cannot journal. I get started. I'll do good for a couple weeks, and I just have a hard time with it. But I thought, you know what? I think I can do this. I was reading something, and it talked about instead of filling up a money jar, you know, with your change, your loose change. And so I went and got me my jar. Now this used to be a coin thing, and I took coins out of it because what I'm going to do, and what I said is the new tradition is every day. Every day I'm going to use, I don't know, where did my sticky notes go? Here's my pad. We all have pads of sticky notes, right?
Yes, I do. Here's mine.
Okay. I don't have to cut up strips. I don't have to do anything. But I can take off. I can write my win for the day.
Oh, okay.
And my win for the day for most days is just seeing the sunrise and the pretty colors. But the win for the day, and then you fold it on the sticky part, and you have a note.
I love it.
And you put the note in the jar. Whoops. So if you start this on January 1 and you fill it up, what you can do is on New Year's Eve next year is take it out and read all your wins. You should have 365 of them. But I had another thought this morning, as I was sitting. And do you have mornings that you feel like the head up here tells you, oh, you don't need to do that. You know, nobody wants to hear that. Oh, no, don't post about that. That's kind of stupid.
Exactly.
The time that the head up here tells you that you just aren't relevant and that, you know, why are you doing this? You have those mornings?
Oh, plenty. Lots of mornings like that.
All right. Then you can pull out your jar and you can start reading your moments, your wins, your magic moments. You can pull the jar out and read them.
I love that idea.
Any day. We don't have to wait to New Year's Eve to have 365, because then I thought, you know what? Then I can either put grandbaby to work, or if I'm sitting here watching TV and I'm just, you know, at the end of the day, I get up so early. The end of the day is kind of like, don't let me think. Don't make me think. I can't think of nothing. I can exist and sit here and just be. But I can sit there and tape them into a book. And I can make that my journal for the year.
Yes, nice.
Because I can buy sticky notes, you know, a 2x2. You can write all you got to do. This isn't like coming up with the 3 things to be grateful every day. Okay? This is just your win for the day. And it could be getting up in the morning. It could be that you said a nice word. For me, you know, if I, you know, told my mom I loved her and asked her what could I get for the store, that was my win for the day. How could I help my mom out? This is everywhere. I don't have to go I always have one here on my desk.
Okay.
You have one on your desk? I bet every one of you out there has one of these on the desk.
I do.
get a jar, get a shoebox. And I know before I go to bed or at some point in the day, especially if something really unique happens, I can right at that moment, write it down and go put it in the jar.
Yes.
And if I put the jar right by my bed, then there's no excuse for me not to do it, to at least write one sticky note out.
Yep.
Before I go to bed and put it in the jar. The thing about this year, last year, the year before that, is we all have our moments that we wish we need a hug.
Yes, we do.
We just need a hug. And maybe you don't have somebody to call, or maybe you just like, God, I could just really, please somebody tell me I'm all right. Please somebody tell me that I'm just not the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
Even though that person just messaged me and told me I was the scum of the earth. If you need to write your why on the outside of the jar, write out your why. But you can always pick up at any moment and read. Just pick up a few.
Yes.
And read your win for that day. And maybe put why it was important. You know, they say the more, and I'll tell you the last benefit for this, because the sooner you can get past those moments, whoops, okay, I guess I lost Miss Vidra. Where'd you go? I'll hold that because I really wanted her to hear it. Whoops. All righty. So, do you like that idea? Put it in the comments. Give us a yes or no. And you know, at any point that you have a win for your day, why don't you tell us about it in the group? Why don't you make a post and tell us, okay, where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
I don't know what happened with my hotspot. It's definitely still on, and my phone is right next to my laptop. So maybe
I'm like, I was
one of
talking
those
and like
things.
all of a sudden you went, hey, all right.
Yeah, and my internet connection, the hotspot, it says strong. So I don't know what that was about.
You know, I have no idea, but I was determined you were going to hear this last part of this. They say, what you go to bed thinking about is what you'll wake up thinking about, or wake up with the solution about. So I'm always trying to make sure when I go to bed that I do a meditation and that I'm doing stuff to put my brain in a working mode for solutions while I sleep.
Yes.
If nothing else, for those out there that decide to join us, and let us know if you're joining us on this mission. I'm doing it. I don't know if Miss Devidra's going to do it. She said she liked the idea, but I'm not going to make her say whether she's going to do it. But if you're doing that, drop us a comment in the below and let us know that you're going to be doing your win or your happy thought or your moment, you know, in the jar. And if you do it before you go to bed, then you are putting yourself on the mind and thinking about wins
Yes.
before you go to bed. And that will be a win all by itself.
Yes, that is true.
So journaling and writing stuff has always been, I'd rather sit here and talk it. Now I love voice to text. I now love my voice recorder because I can talk into Trello and I can document a whole lot more things now that I can speak it. But if I have to sit there and write it every night or write it, it's like, oh my God. I do good for a while, for a little while. Are you one of those journaling gurus, Miss Vidra? Well, maybe Miss Vidra isn't. Maybe it's my computer. I don't know. But she's froze. It didn't tell me that my internet's unstable, but you know, I don't know. So I don't know. This is really crazy. I don't know. I turned off something else that was running. But okay. But we're starting a new year. Next year, what are some of the goals? You know, in making goals, I mean, I talked one of the other chats about goals, and would you like would we like to do a workshop on how to write goals? Would we like to do a workshop? Ah, there she's coming back. Okay. All righty. Hello.
Hi, it seems the issue is with my phone because for some reason it just shut off and restarted. So now I've actually connected to the internet at home. So hopefully it'll not, uh, who knows?
You know, well, you were kind of just sitting there and you weren't blinking, you weren't doing anything. I'm like, oh, I think she's, I said, well, you know, and I normally will get a one of those little bars across my screen that says your internet's unstable. I hadn't seen
Okay.
one of those, and so I was running something on one of my other browsers, so I went and paused that, thinking, okay, well, maybe, you know, maybe it's me.
Well, it was definitely me because for some reason now it seems my phone is frozen. I'll just leave it, and I'm connected to the Xfinity internet, so
Hopefully this
hopefully
will
I'll stay
get.
on.
Yeah, well, schools are out and most businesses really took the week off. You know, it's a lot of things. Maybe it won't be as busy and it'll manage itself today.
Okay, well,
But
hopefully so.
I was asking you if you were one of those journaling gurus. I don't remember when I said it before. Did you answer that you were one of those people who manages journaling?
No, I don't journal at all.
You know, there's so much written and proven about journaling and how it can really enhance your life. Have you ever, do you know Matthew McConaughey?
Yes, I do.
Okay, did you read his book?
No.
He did. His book is called Green Lights.
Okay.
And this is where I find this is, you know, just it's amazing to me people who can journal because Matthew McConaughey journals. He writes every day. He journals. He's a guru with journaling. This is just something he's done. He went back and was able to write his whole life story in green lights from his
Oh.
journals.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, God, I wish I could. You know, and I've tried. Lord knows, I probably have a room full of books that I've tried.
Yeah.
And I just, and I'll pick up a one and say, what was this? And go back. Oh yeah, this was one of the times I was trying.
Yeah.
And some of us are good at it and some of us aren't. But the whole purpose of journaling is to help you express yourself and to see as you go through life the changes of how you feel about stuff, how you look at things.
Okay.
I know that there's a lot of times when we vent. Have you ever had something happen and you're venting to different ones, and then all of a sudden in the middle of venting you hear yourself
Yes.
and you're
Definitely.
going, well, you know, maybe I didn't wasn't shouldn't have said what I said.
Yep.
And just in the venting of it, you hear yourself and your own attitude about stuff. And you
Yeah.
sometimes it takes you back and you go, is that really who I want to be? Is that really
Hmm.
what I want this to work out to be? So venting is the same thing as journaling, except you're doing it privately where nobody else can hold it against you.
Yes, I like that idea.
In fact, I was having a conversation with a lady, and it was so interesting because she got really mad at one of her jobs.
Oh,
She,
okay.
I want to say she's like a travel nurse, and she said she was almost at the job. She'd been going to take care of this one lady for a while, and she was almost there, and the job called her, the agency she worked for, and told her that the schedule had changed and she wasn't going there anymore.
Oh, wow.
She said, "You knew that this morning. Why couldn't you tell? Why did you wait till I was already in and on the way there to tell
Yeah.
me that?" So she was just like fierce. I quit. I just quit.
Oh, wow.
And she said, then I called my daughter and I was yelling and screaming with her, and she goes, "Uh-huh, yep. And why was that again?" And her daughter kept making her say it over. She said, by the third time, she says, "I was calm." I said, "Yeah." I said, "And let me ask you this. We as women don't like to
Hmm.
quit on anything. We don't like to be the one that's going to hurt somebody's feelings." I said, "But you already said you were going to be fine without this job. It gave you more time to do something on another job." I said, "In the course of it, would you, knowing that the other was a better move, have quit?" She goes, "No." I said, "Is it possible that you having thought on, how you could rearrange your life or do things differently, that the universe came up with a way that you would choose
Yeah.
to leave?" She goes, "Ooh." She goes, "No, you're right. I'd have never left." She says, "I'd have never chosen that.
Yes.
But circumstances happened that she says, no, that's just it. I'm not dealing with this kind of mess." So, sometimes when things happen, you have to, when you look at sometimes the bigger scheme of things, when people say when you hindsight, what is it? Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
How many times have you looked back and say, wow, that got coordinated pretty damn cool.
Yes.
But in the middle of it, you're going, oh, 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 no. So tell me one of your stories that you have had those moments, if you want to. I feel like I do
Oh,
talking. I'm really trying not to do so much talking.
well, honestly, I can't think of anything off of the top of my head, but then the only thing that I can think of where sometimes the universe does look out for us is a few months back when my car broke down. And it's amazing. I was driving in Tennessee and I was driving through the mountains, and parts of the mountains where I was driving so high up, I lost cell phone service. And it was a part of the mountains where, had I broken down there would have been no way for AAA to get to me. And amazingly, as soon as I got out of the mountains into safety and right at the entrance of a motel, that's where my car broke down. So the universe does look out for us. Like, yes, it was frustrating that my car broke down, but in that moment, I was able to see that it happened in a safe place.
It happened in a way that you could deal with it.
Yes. And
It
where I did
happened
have
in a
cell phone
way
service.
that was manageable, even though it was inconvenient. But you
Yeah.
can look back and say, I am so thankful, because the real success in life is being able to look back at every challenge, at every moment that you go, oh my God, and you say, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, universe, because it helped you see that more things are connected. You know, the energies, the however you look at it, the hand of oh, there's Miss Maria.
There she is. I thought I heard her in the background while I was speaking. Hey, Maria.
You're gonna say hi? Maybe she can't hear us.
Oh.
Connecting. Oh, now she's connecting audio. Good to see you, Maria.
Sorry.
Hi.
Didn't mean to go through all that. The cat was on the table. I'm yelling, get down.
Well, have you been here the whole time just in the background? Because we couldn't see you, we couldn't hear you.
Well, praise God you couldn't hear me. Praise God you couldn't hear me.
Well, that's okay.
I need a cup of coffee. This is a coffee chat and I need a cup of coffee bad.
Well, I always have mine coming into it because I end up getting to talk so much that I want to make sure I don't lose my voice. So
I have followed some of the ones from the past. Hear my clock.
mm-hmm.
And I didn't comment on a lot of things. Last week was really good. I liked it.
Thank you. You know, we've missed you.
Yeah, well, I
know
miss
it's been
being
busy.
here.
Did you have a good season?
I had a nice season. Invited a 89-year-old friend over because she was by herself, and first thing she did was love on my animals. She walked into my bedroom, got that kitten, and said, "Oh, I missed patting you." She's a dear. She's a sweetheart. She normally doesn't stay. She has really bad ADHD, so I was blessed to have her here for about 4 hours, and she watched TV with us and played with that cat till she wore her out. So yeah, we did.
Good.
We had steak for dinner, and it was just a quiet day. It was just a nice. We had a calf, as you saw, and we're getting ready to go give the mom some shots. We're ready to go out and see about getting her back in the chute to milk her down. So that's going to be our day today.
Okay. So are you ready with new goals? Are you ready to tackle 2024? Did you meet your goals for 2023?
I did not, but I was going to post when you had posted put in your accomplishments.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was sending up a picture. I don't know if I got that far to post it, but a picture that was accomplishments. And the other thing I did for 2 years ago was things that held me back. So when you see it, the accomplishments are greater than the things that held me back. The things that held me back were in a smaller jar, and the accomplishments were in a bigger jar. Plus prayer requests. So it was a combination of a lot of different things. So you'll see that. That was good for, I need to do that again this year.
Right. Did you hear the earlier part of the thing where I was talking about the wins for the day jar?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
But it was a whole year's worth of wins for the day.
Very
this
good.
This jar is much bigger than the things that held me back. So it's important to go ahead, and I think for me, it's important to go ahead and say the things that held you back so you don't harbor them inside of you. Because a lot of times that self-talk will keep you stuck.
Right.
So
what
that's
if you
where
write,
I put.
what if you write them down and say they are done? I'm done with it.
Well, that's why I put them in a jar. And when I go look at the jar, well, you can't pick them back up because they can't come out of this jar.
Okay. As long as there's a plan with it that you're just not putting them there, because for me, it's about, I forgive myself. I use the words that I forgive myself for what I've done or whatever, however I've tripped myself up and held myself back. Because so many times we want to, like you said, put yourself down, pick it back up and keep beating yourself over the head with it. and
With the same stuff all the time.
all the time.
All
So,
the
you know, one of my one of the mentors that I follow or that I work with finally explained something to me that was really changed my world. And what they said is that when you understand your patterns, the things in your life that you do repeatedly that self-sabotage you, the first step is being aware of what they are. And once you become aware of them, then when you see what triggers it or what leads into it, you can start making changes so that it doesn't. Then if you do make the mistake, you can forgive yourself. And they said what you will find happens is that the times in between get longer and longer, because it's not that you ever can get rid of it. It's just that you don't stay down and lie in it and wallow in how messed up you are. He said that every time that you fall down and you get back up and you get back into doing, the times that you fall down will get farther and farther between, farther and farther apart, and you will get up quicker. Because when I have that moments, and the biggest thing for me is my mom was Catholic. And growing up, how many of you, now Vidra, you're a lot younger than me and Maria, so maybe you didn't have this experience, but then again, you were raised in a country where in a lot of other countries, parenting is a whole lot different than it is here. But when I was growing up, you weren't really allowed to cry or be mad. You were told to suck it up. I don't want to hear you cry, or I'm going to give you something to cry about. You weren't allowed to be frustrated. You weren't allowed to be mad. You weren't allowed, because that was being disrespectful.
Yes.
You weren't allowed to cry. You weren't allowed to to feel.
Right.
Period.
So what that does is when you get old like me, is that you've shut down all of those feelings and they get held up inside, because having those feelings is bad.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it's not actually about letting them go. It's about taking a moment when get mad and understand, okay, I'm mad. I am mad. I'm mad. I'm going to scream, but don't live there. So now I've started understanding I'm a human being. I can be mad. It's okay to be mad. Things are going to happen. I'm going to get mad. But when a 2-year-old gets mad and you let it go, how long does it last?
5 minutes.
Yep.
Temper tantrum for 5 minutes.
They get it over with, and then the first thing that kind of catches their attention, they're off and running on something else. You didn't even know they were having a bad moment.
Yeah.
This is how we should be in our life. Things are going to happen. Your car's going to break down. Cry, get mad, scream, but don't live there. Don't go back for the next week and talk about how bad life is and how messed up it is because it broke down while you were out of town and So I've been, ever since he talked about that, when I get mad, I said, okay, I can be mad. Shh, I'm mad. Whew, yeah, hush, shh. Okay. Now I'm not going to live there.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Because it's when you bottle it up and you try to hold on to it. Because if you don't bottle it up, then and you let it go and you do all of the stuff, then you're condemning yourself and telling yourself how bad you are. But if you go ahead up front and decide that it's okay to be mad, but you don't have to be mad at anybody, even though you might be mad at somebody, you do not have to get in their face and make it a situation. You can just go be mad. because being mad at the person doesn't do any good. It's not going to change them.
Nope.
And I tell people, getting mad and yelling and screaming at somebody is like trying to argue with a drunk. Tell me how successful you are at that. Now, if you're good at that, then be my guest. use the more of the winner than I am, because I was married to a drunk. And I just learned to shut up, and hopefully it would go away, or I could go to bed and maybe it would wake up better the next day. So when people make you mad, just say, thank you for sharing, and step out and go be mad, get it over with. Let the feelings flow through you, not stopped in you.
Yeah.
So I was really bad at just holding it all in. And holding it all in causes heart problems. It's really, really bad on your heart. So I have to outlive my mother. So anyway, anything else to add, Miss Maria?
No, but that was a good word.
Anybody else out there wants to add to it? Feel free to put it in the comments. I was thinking, do we think?
I tried to pop in earlier, but I couldn't get through. So it took a couple of times. I was popped in and popped out and popped in. I said, where is my invite? I know how to get in here. So
Well, you only showed up one time. So whatever it was within your phone or whatever you were doing, because I only let you in once.
it's around this kitchen table is just very, very bad. I'm so happy I get to use my Christmas cups for 2 weeks. But I think they're cute. I don't use them all year round, just for the 2 weeks of Christmas.
Oh, well, I can understand that. You can enjoy them, and that's always a good thing. I said, I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to be I'm going to downsize, and I'm going to have one plate, one fork, one knife, and one cup, and it'll get washed and done every day. When I need it, I use it, and then I wash it and put it down.
I don't know how your life was when your mom came to live with you, but we as older children sometimes end up carrying things from their siblings or parents from their house, and that's what makes us have double and triple. And yeah, when I go through this estate sale for my neighbor again this year, I'm going to as a little bit more concentrate on the inside. So we were raised, like you said, to be seen and not heard is what that phraseology was.
Yep.
Seen, not heard. And so I'm going to, for the things in my life this year that have, no, I can use it a little bit longer. No, it'll become useful. No, no matter if it doesn't fit, we'll still wear it. Get rid of that and just be free of that.
Yep. I'm going to purge this year. I hold on to stuff. Well, I might need it. I've been terrible. My mother, it drives my mother crazy. And I actually moved back into her house. We bought, I half own this house, but I've always been the one to move out when I got married. And each time I got divorced, I came back. And now I'm just here, and I'm going to be here for whatever this journey is going to be. But it is, the nice thing is that when I was married to the drunk, he would tell me that, there was his house and this and that. And I says, you're absolutely right. I have my own house and my own place, and I choose to be here. And when I choose not to be here, I will be gone. And that's what I did. Because life's too short to be miserable. Just to show-
Yes.
But that's neither here nor there. But we were talking about goal setting for 2024. Do you think I should do a workshop on goal setting? Would anybody be interested in doing a workshop? I just finished a 4-week one in one of my other programs. And so I was thinking I could bring some of that into a workshop. So,
Yes, I would be interested in goal setting and just the different ways to break down goals. Yeah, I'm definitely interested.
okay. Well, maybe I'll set that up for the middle of January. That'll give me a couple weeks to get it together.
Myself, well, because I'm often asked, well, what are your goals for this month, or what are your goals for 3 months from now?
Okay.
I was just wrote out life. I mean, I I have hopes and dreams, but they're
Mhm.
not as goals. I've never set goals.
Okay, then I will set that up and put it together. Hello, Jay. It'd be nice with chatting that we can see each other. I don't know why I let you in, but I haven't seen your video or heard you. So welcome to the chat. Did you have any questions or having technical issues? Okay. All right. So
Jay, if you can hear us, at the bottom of it, just hit it and it'll pop up the little speaker, and then hit the speaker where to undo the speaker.
it's the speaker where it says most of the time when you first get on a Zoom, it asks you if you want to use Wi-Fi or telephone. And most of the time it's waiting for that answer. And if you didn't answer it, you have to go back and try to answer it by hitting the microphone on the bar.
I forgot that process. Sorry. It's
You haven't done a Zoom in a while, Maria.
Mm.
No, ma'am.
No, but it's been wonderful seeing all of your posts in your group. You've done really well with your group this year.
Thank you.
You know, that was a big step for you to take on doing the group. How are you feeling with it?
Doing the group. Which group? My own VIP or?
Yeah, the VIP group. Yeah, the one you've been posting in. I mean, do you have more than one?
No, just my no, I do. I have hair loss after COVID. But I don't monitor that very often. I started that group the year of COVID, so there'd be like 30 running 3 years now. There's 4 million people. 4,000 people? I don't remember. I don't keep track of it. I thought it was amazing when I got the first 15, but that was a journey. Learning how to be able to take care of your scalp and what to do and that sort of thing. But no, that's where I have the difficult time when you talked about when you understand your patterns, because you'll stay stuck in them because they're familiar to you. So you have to consciously tell yourself, nope, 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 you're not going to do this. Cancel that. You've got to get down to what you need to do. My biggest thing is follow through. When I get a new person at a vendor's event, or just someone that I've met off the street, well, the follow through is the thing that I need. So if when you do the classes, can you throw in some follow through?
We can put that as a goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is that we can tackle that. I don't know that it'll be next virtual chat. I did want to start. I was going to do it with this one, but the girl with the kids being home, she had something come up and she couldn't be on at 11:30. But next week, I had put it out there that I wanted us to start getting better at talking about what we do. And so one chat a month, and I might do it more often. It just depends on how, if I get people set up, that we're going to hear somebody in the community's story. about their business, about what they do, what they, talking about. It's not a pitch, but it is about what they offer, their journey pretty much with their company.
Geez, Vidra's come a long way in the last month. I heard her pitch that out, that fourth pitch, and I went, "Whoa, Vidra, you go!"
This morning's was really good. I was just like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, thank you. Like initially when I signed up for Forbes like masterclass or all the offerings that she has, like at first I was just so overwhelmed that thinking I have to do it all at once. But then lately I've noticed I can just do it a little bit at a time, like just focus on getting 1% better. Like my insurance company that I'm with, that's what they keep telling us, just get 1% better every time. And that is definitely working so much better for me.
Yep. And the thing is she said that, and it's hard to hear because Forbes talks about so much and the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
program has so much. But she talks in the training that once you write out a pitch for every little thing that you have in your life, because all of us do more than one thing. All of
Yes.
us have multi dimensions. And as Forbes would say, I am the greatest mom. That, you can pitch yourself being the greatest mom, but you start using bits and pieces of it so that when you're in a conversation that just flows off your tongue. Well, I'm on a mission now to help entrepreneurs, understand about dancing into the next year. You end up being able to say bits and pieces of it because you've practiced the whole ultimate pitch formula enough
Yes.
that you've used the parts when you need them. So Vidra did a wonderful job on the very intro in her introduction. And I can do a workshop on that too. And if you are watching this on the replay and you'd like to learn how to do that introduction, that pitch, let me know. Forbes has not been teaching that class. So I have the program. I can teach it. And we can all get better because communication is the key to everything. And you cannot learn how to communicate and get it one and done. You can't take one course in communication and say, "Oh, I'm the pro now," because there is always ways to improve. There's always a different angle to look at our communication, our body language, the words we're choosing to use. It all makes a difference in how people perceive us. And it's not about what we feel is best. It's what we want them to hear. And if they're not listening because you're just, and it just sounds like gobbledygook, then you've lost out. Right, Miss Maria? You're kind of just looking at me.
My screen went blank and all I saw was a silhouette of a body. Yes, you're right.
So I think that this coming year, and it's one of those things, and I ask people put things in the comment or DM me. Where do you want to learn? What do we want to grow? This community is about leadership. It is about learning. We're not going to stand still. If you're not wanting to participate, if you're not wanting to try to grow yourself, then you can take yourself out of the group, because this is about even your biggest gurus, your Tony Robbins, your Forbes Rileys, they're all still learning. They all themselves, Forbes Riley talks about having her own mentor, her own coaches, because we all have coaches. And if you don't have a coach, if you don't have somebody that can help you, that is interested in you being better, not ranking up, not making them more money, but being better in your business, in your life, because leadership is not just one area of your life. What's the saying? Do you know the saying, Forbes? Forbes. Do you know the same saying, Vidra? How you do one thing?
Is how you do everything.
Exactly. So it's, you tackle one area and you get good at it and you say, oh, it starts running over into other parts of your life and other parts of the things that you do in other areas. And it's all about us becoming better and empowering each other.
Yes.
And I've never wanted to sit here and say that I had all the answers. Have I read a lot? Have I done a lot? Have I taken a lot of programs? Oh, yes, ma'am. You know, but I'm right back on the boat taking another one. I've got another challenge. I got 2 challenges next month. I'm always trying to step in and say, what else can I learn? And going back over some of the same stuff you've learned just helps you to remember stuff you might not remember covering the first time. Because every time you hear something different.
Yeah.
You can read the same book and then you'll read something, go, oh, I don't remember that. Because you're paying attention to different parts of it because you already know most of it. So different parts jump out at you.
Yep.
And sometimes we're not at that stage in our life that we're ready to hear and be active, or we implement one thing. And then when we go back through the training, oh yeah, now I'm ready to implement this. I wasn't ready at that point because I had to do this first. Now I can implement that. So it's all about us all growing. And Vidra's internet went again. It's all about investing time every day in doing something that improves your vocabulary, improves your mind, improves your point of view, improves something in your learning, in your knowledge, in expanding your compassion, your empathy. It all adds up together. There she goes.
Oh, internet issues again.
Oh yeah, but I didn't have
Fortunately,
to let you in. It's, the thing is you're still connected because the Zoom's
okay.
still on. So yes. Well,
Vidra, who internet?
what?
Vidra, who is your internet?
Xfinity.
Oh, yeah, I got rid of all that cable and dish stuff, went to YouTube TV, and then from there I went to
But YouTube TV uses the internet. It's not its own internet.
I
But
was
is it on
getting
your,
T-Mobile. T-Mobile box is $50 a month.
okay,
It's
but that's phone internet. Okay.
no, it's its own satellite, really.
But it's through T-Mobile. It's through their internet system.
Right, but it's a completely different um
I get you. I understand, but T-Mobile is a phone service. So
right,
anything connected with their internet is going to be phone internet. It's not house internet.
right. This is whole house internet. It's doesn't have a phone number or anything like that. It gets to a specifically different satellite up there, but she had to check into it. It says $50 a month. We saved like $80 a month getting off of Dish Network because we can't get anything here. We couldn't get any internet. I'd use little tiny Wi-Fi and I hated it. It was like dialogue. It was so
Right.
antiquated.
Yeah. I would check into it, except my mom at 91, she's it's hard to get her to want to learn anything.
Oh,
When something happens, she's going, oh, Karen, it stopped. Oh, what does this mean? No, I'm not the guru. I'm not the TV mechanic.
I'll do the same thing sometimes or the other time. So how do I get back to choose a movie? How do I get back? Oh, how do I get back to?
Oh, it's like, oh my gosh. But anyway, I'm glad you're here, Jay. I see you that you're loving. It's hard to keep up with reading at the same time we're talking, but I'm glad you're here and that you're enjoying the chat. did you have a question, or did you want to address anything that we've talked about so far?
Okay, I think I agree with everything that you've said so far about being in our generation, how we were seen and not heard. And there was a lot of takeaway, which I thought was really, and I would love if you were to get together and put all of the stuff for us to learn. That would be amazing.
Okay. Well, I'll set up the events and see. This copy of the recording, of course, will be in the group either later today or tomorrow. Of course, our past chats are all in the discussions, but I'm just determined that we're going to all grow, and we are going to expand and rock 2024. If you're in the group, I'm wanting us to be involved in empowering each other. I don't need to be the one that makes all the posts. I do approve them all because I want to make sure that I protect the integrity of the community. But I would love for other people to put in any other kind of information, just even if it's just a positive saying, something that is motivational. I'm all about us hearing each other's stories. If somebody would like to be a part of introducing your story and your company and your opportunity, then get with me, because I'm about an honest chat about opportunities. There's so many out there, and they all have value. And I'm not about making one right or wrong or better or worse than the other. It's about who you are and how it moves in your life and how you are becoming a better person with your opportunity. So we've been here almost an hour, so I try not to ever go over an hour with the chat. But I'm glad you were here. Jay, what's your first name? I mean, do we just call you Jay?
Jessica.
Jessica. All right, Miss Jessica. Well, I appreciate you being here. And what part of the country are you from, Jessica?
California, Bay Area.
Which bay?
San Francisco.
Oh, okay, San Francisco. Because some of us are, Maria's in Texas and she's in the Gulf of Mexico, and they got a bay. I got the Chesapeake Bay out here on my side. I'm like, okay, I was kind of thinking you meant the San Francisco, but I just wanted to make sure. So you're out there in California, so it's early there for you. Maria is in Texas. I'm here in Virginia, and Miss Vidra is in Georgia.
No, South Carolina.
South Carolina, that's right.
Yes.
Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah. I was close. Go ahead,
yeah.
Up a little bit more. All right. Well, until next Thursday in the new year, I appreciate everybody for being here, and I will set up a couple of those events for next month. Does mornings work well, or should I put them in the evenings? I've offered things at different times, and I'm still not sure what's most convenient for the group. Mornings or evenings better for you, Miss Vidra?
Well, my schedule is pretty flexible, so I work from home. So I guess I'll go with whatever the majority picks.
Okay, Miss Maria, you got a preference?
No, I just have to set the schedule and go with it. Early would be it, but 10:30, 11 after this, it's easy to kind of catch.
Okay, so it sounds like people like to start their day with me and then go from there. Okay, Jessica, do you have a vote?
I like mornings, but
you like
that's
mornings?
Just me.
Okay, because you've got the 3-hour gap. Because so if I make it at 10:30 or 11, it's going to be really earlier for you.
Right. I like this time. This time is great.
Okay, very good. All right. Until next week, and I will see you all in the new year.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you.
Hi, my name is Karen Thomas. But guess what? That is not important. What's important is your success online. I can help you start a successful, thriving business online, no matter how many times you have failed. If you have a desire to win, you can. All you need is Wi-Fi, a laptop or desktop, and be able to follow simple directions. Reach out to me and I can show you exactly how.